All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. What is good? What is good? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, you know who I be. Good Doc, Dr. Mike TV, back again. Once again, you should already know, ladies and gentlemen, this one is poised to be an instant classic in the making. If this is your first time to the Dr. Mike TV experience, make sure you subscribe, notify, do all the good things to make yourself well versed in the Good Doc's content. All my good ish shall be listed in the links in the description area below. Not sure how many of you guys are going to come through on this particular topic of conversation tonight. I had this one scheduled for yesterday night, my time. Unfortunately, to be honest, I just won't feeling it. So I just went on ahead and slid the date to today. Official time check, we're looking at about 9 p.m. EST, which makes it about what, 8 p.m. Central. And of course, what, I think 6 p.m. for everybody repping that West Coast. And of course, 9 a.m. Philippine Standard Time. Wherever you guys are reporting in the world today, maraming salamat sa lahat. And thank you guys for joining the Good Doc on an open-ended topic of conversation that I really, really wanted to get to. And even if you catch this on the replay, guys, comment section below, you can answer this question yourself. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, the question of the day. Where would you live if money was not a problem? Where would you live in the world if money was not a problem? Now, the beautiful thing about this question is it's very open-ended. It's very open-minded. So you can put yourself in any position in the world. The reason I wanted to make sure that I set those parameters, money not being an issue, is because sometimes you like to think that the main reason that a lot of foreigners choose to travel to places in Asia, like the Philippines and Thailand and places like that, is because in the grand scheme of things, it's a cheap way of living. It's a very cheap place to live. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's not expensive to live in these places. You know, your money goes a little bit further. So keeping that in mind, you have a lot of people who would choose to go to Asia. But if money was not an issue and you had Europe on the table, or you had, even parts of the United States where the bougie and the Beverly live, I don't know. Where would you choose to live if money was not an option? Now, for myself, I thought long and hard about this one, and I came up with two potential answers for myself, right? Two potential answers for myself. Shout out to my man, Mike. I see you, bro. Earl Owens, Daniel, I appreciate you guys locking in. Philly boy, I see you. I'm gonna get to the comments in a minute. But I had two particular talking points that I wanted to hit on for myself, right? So I'm gonna allow you guys to answer in the chat box, but I'm gonna tell you my two answers. And one may be a little bit flexible in its answer, but one is actually very specific. If I had the option to live anywhere in the world, and I want you guys to be specific, like chosen one, you say Europe. If you could choose what particular place in Europe, let me know what it is. Okay. And this doesn't have to be a place that you've lived before. Maybe this is a place you've heard about or you've seen the videos and you're like, yo, this shit is for me. Even if you've never been there, you have the opportunity to utilize that in your choice tonight. But for me, may sound crazy. It may sound a little bit crazy, but it shouldn't be too far-fetched for myself. And for my parameters, I said I couldn't choose Davao. I told myself I can't choose Davao because y'all know I would probably choose Davao all day, every day. But if I had the money, I had the funds, money wasn't a thing, and I could live anywhere in the world, it would be the Philippines, more specifically in Bonifacio Global City. I would choose to live in BGC. I think that BGC is by far the cleanest and safest place in the Philippines I've ever been. The cleanest and the safest place I've ever been is Bonifacio Global City. That's in the heart of Manila. I like that place. There's plenty to do. And to be honest with you, I kind of look at BGC like its own little bubble. It's like, yes, it's a part of the Philippines. So if I really wanted to go to different places, I could get to it. But in reality, if you've been to BGC, you guys know this. BGC is its own fucking bubble. It is its own bubble. Like, you can go around, you can do things, and it's almost as if you're not even living in a place like the Philippines, right? And then my second choice, if I could cheat on my answer, I would say I would just live out of my backpack. You know, I would live out of my fucking backpack. I would just travel the world, seeing different places, calling different places home and stuff like that, and just buying shit as I needed it, not necessarily holding down a particular or specific location. So my first legit place, honestly, in my head would be Bonifacio Global City in the Philippines, of course. And my second option would just be being a backpacker and trying to see different parts of the world. All right. So we got 7 in the building, man. Appreciate you locking in. If you guys haven't hit that like button, make sure you caress, molest, and de-stress yourself all over it. It wants it, it needs it, most definitely has to have it. Again, here to hear your answers. If you guys want to support in any capacity, please feel free to do so. But like I said, man, happy and blessed y'all choose to come through. Spend a little bit of time with the boy today. Now and then, let's go ahead and get to it. And I kind of felt like a lot of you guys would choose a place in the Philippines, since the Philippines is familiar for a lot of us. And for my channel, and basically, the topics that I do focus on the most being in the Philippines, I would have thought that a lot of you guys would have chose the Philippines as well. But I'm definitely interested to see other options outside the Philippines, and myself included. I'm going to think about one option specifically that is not Philippine based, but my first one would probably be BGC. My man Philly, what's up with you, bro? He says, I would live in a gated community or a private community in Cebu City, or build my own home in a nice area. Like I said, a lot of us, with the Philippines being super familiar, a lot of us would probably choose the Philippines as well. Singapore, I've heard great things. I've had friends that have been to Malaysia. It's hit and miss, but definitely Singapore is definitely one of them topics where you hear a lot of people talking about. So that's what's up. Shout out to my man Daniel. What's up with you, bro? Earl Owens, you say it's 6 p.m. in Tacoma, Washington. That's what's up. Shout out to my boy Mike, man. He said it'll always be the Philippines for him. There's very few places outside of the Philippines that I think that I would want to call home. That's very few places. Very, very few places. All right. Y'all make sure y'all get the likes up. Doc could appreciate that one. Chosen one, like I said, brother, where specifically in Europe? I'm going to get to it in a minute. Shout out to my boy Curtis Usher. Appreciate you locking in. Pedro, you said it would be Singapore or Mexico. He says, I know I will end up in the Philippines, but if you did have a choice, you would say Singapore or Mexico? Not a bad look. I'm very curious about the choice of Mexico, though. I've never been. So for me, it's like, I want to know the appeal of Mexico. I do. Maybe you guys see something that I don't, because again, I haven't been there. My father and my brother went a long time ago. My dad's been down there. I never got a chance to visit, but for the most part, it's been hit and miss. Sometimes you hear good things. Sometimes you hear some not so flattering things. So definitely interested to understand where the interest and the energy comes for Mexico. He says, for myself, Singapore is a good central location to definitely visit other countries. I can see that being a legit reason why some people would choose certain locations, right? Some people may say, yeah, I'd rather live in this place because it can get me to different locations quicker. And, rightfully so, man. I think that's always a good talking point or a good reference point whenever you're thinking about choosing a place specifically that you would want to lock into, and a place that you would want to like live your best life in, or the place where you feel like you could live your best life. You definitely want to make sure that you have outlets to different places to be able to enjoy, for sure. I'm sorry, Pedro, I see you, brother. He said, obviously I like the Philippines, but if money wasn't an option just based on quality of life, I would have to leave. I can see that being a legit reason. Quality of life in the Philippines is different. I think the definition for quality of life for different people is different. Some people say quality of life somewhat equates to peace of mind, and some people feel like they got peace of mind when they're in a country like the Philippines, not stressed about a lot of things, live your best life, money goes well, you feel comfortable and things like that. But from a health perspective, I can see why a lot of people would not choose the Philippines. If you have health issues or potential health issues where you might have to do surgeries, I would never have a surgery in the Philippines. Very few hospitals I trust. And I mean, we're talking about a limit of less than 2 to 5 hospitals I may consider getting a surgery in, but likely I wouldn't. If I could leave the country, that would always be my first option. Feel me? But, it's the smog And the shit on the streets, man. I mean, the environment as a whole, when you're walking around the Philippines, like that shit is intense. Like the smog and running around with all the diesel fumes and all of that stuff on the regular streets, especially in a place like Manila or near it, or Angeles City, where it might be a small, compact city, but cars on the road and they're creating the smog and shit. That could definitely lead to some health complications. It really can. So if I'm going to live in a place, I would definitely want to live in a place where the air is cleaner. And I know it sounds far-fetched and crazy, Doc, I'm still in the Philippines, but I do believe the air in BGC is just a little different. It's a little cleaner. All right. I don't smell the smog. Every time that I've been there, I've never had those issues. So, I definitely want to keep that one at the top of my list if it was the case. My young lady would say Switzerland. Why? I'll ask her. Look, Switzerland's beautiful, but I don't think they like black folk. So I can't go with you. It's just you yourself and you. Yeah, I'm just joking. I don't know. But like I said, man, Switzerland, less green veg. Yeah. I heard their jails are super clean though. So if I get locked up, it's like going to a 5-star resort or some shit like that. My man says, I'm thinking of Portugal or Spain. Shout out to my boy. What's up, DJ? Appreciate you locking in. He said, take me to Thailand all day, every day. I am mad at that choice, man. I am not mad at that choice. I've heard some very, 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 very interesting things about Thailand. And I'm going to let y'all have that one because I'm going to go there and cut a fool. Cebu City. So there was 2 for Cebu. Okay. He said, jeepney fumes, beggars, balut in the filth. He said, I can't live like this forever. It could be hard to live like that forever. I get it. No, don't ever get it twisted, man. I get it. There are times when I'm walking on the street and I said, man, what the fuck is that smell? Right? I've had those experiences more often than not. If I'm not in a car or a taxi or a Jeep and I'm just walking to go somewhere, I've had those moments where I'm in the cut just like, man, it stink out here. Or we're near sewage, or we're near garbage, or we're near stuff, or the fumes and the smog for the jeepneys and stuff. You see that shit kick back and there's this big ass cloud of fucking black smoke and stuff. It's bad. It truly is. So for your health reasons, I could see why the Philippines may not be the best choice. I'm just saying, out of all the places that I've been in the Philippines, Bonifacio Global City is the only place I've never seen that shit happen. And I'm just saying, it could be there. Maybe on some places, but every place that I've been inside that particular area, I ain't seen too much of that nasty shit. So, yeah. Mexico central location, and I have an option for a quick flight to the U.S. for best hospitals, weather, and the beaches. Yeah, I've heard about the beaches. Matter of fact, I've seen a couple of them. There was a brother that I used to follow that used to go down to Mexico, and I think he ended up down in Cancun, I want to say. And the water there is crystal blue. Like he ended up on like this beach resort where outside the hotel where he was staying at, just blue water and stuff. I was on it, man. I was like, yo, this shit's crazy. It looks beautiful. I can see how that would be a logical, viable choice for a lot of people. And you're right, though. It is a fucking stone throw just to get to the United States. I've often considered Canada too. I'm not a fan of the cold, so snow ain't gonna really work for me. But like I said, I've heard good things about Canada. Italy. My dad was stationed there before I was born. I've heard great things about Italy as well. So if I was going to go to Europe, I think Germany or Italy would be a location that I would definitely want to seek refuge or a place to stay. So, it's always something. Earl Owens, yeah, I said Canada, man. I don't know I don't know, man. I've just always been intrigued about what the fuck is up there. Don't ask me why. I don't know. It's just something I'm intrigued about. It's not like, yo, I'm committing myself to Canada. But I've always been intrigued about what the hell they be doing up there in Canada. Probably nothing, but maybe something. What was it? It was Toronto, or was it Vancouver? Where did you say the nice little bougie area in Canada where it's expensive and shit? That was Vancouver. Canada is just generally but the place that you were talking about when we were watching that video, I think it was Vancouver. They said Vancouver popping this shit. I don't know. Why not? Again, when you have money and money ain't an issue, fuck it. Why not? My man says, I love Thailand also as well as the Philippines. It's a tough one, but I would choose Thailand due to healthcare being one of the best in the world, and the infrastructure. I will always say that there are way better countries who have their infrastructure shit together than the Philippines. The infrastructure in the Philippines is definitely something to desire. Like, you really got to get that shit together. I'm 100% on board with that. So I could see how Thailand would be a choice over the infrastructure, maybe even, I don't know, the internet usage and stuff like that. Maybe internet's a little bit better over there as well. But you say overall the healthcare is dope. I rock with that. Hey, healthcare that thing, man. So Pedro, I know you're in Canada, bro. He says Canada is fine. He said if you fly out for the winter. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start driving trucks or some shit. So I ain't gotta shout out to my boy HT. I think my man HT drives trucks, all year round until wintertime, and then that's when he spends his time in a place like the Philippines. That's what's up. He says I'm 2.5 hours from Vancouver. That's what's up. Have you ever been, Earl? Gotta let me know, man. Terry Edwards, what's up with you, Pimp? Appreciate you locking in. Anti-Gravity, man, it's been a while, my brother. Appreciate you locking in. He says, peace to my brother, Dr. Mike. Long time no see. How you been? Hope life's been good. Life's been lovely, man. Life's been good. You know what I'm saying? Not, challenges every now and again. I mean, nothing's ever perfect, but overall, it hasn't been too bad. Nothing that has ever really, stressed me out too much. But I hope everything is blessed with you, my brother, and I appreciate you and the support. The food in Thailand, man, I'm not a spicy guy. I hate spice. I don't do spicy for shit. And I heard a lot of food in Thailand and Korea as well are super spicy. Not a fan, man. Can't say I'm a fan. I mean, I'm sure you can request it to, be a more mild spice than it is, but I don't want to go through all that. Too lazy, too fucking lazy. So Earl Owens, was Vancouver dope, man? I would love to know your thoughts on Vancouver. I don't know if you stayed for a period of time, what it was like, but yes. Oh, anti-gravity, when am I coming to Africa? That has always been at the top of my list too. I got my yellow fever shot, 2016? Yeah, 2016, 2017, probably even 2015. I got my yellow fever shot, my vaccination and stuff. So I was always ready to go. Just never got a chance to do it. At the time, my father wanted to go, and if I was going to go, I would have needed to go with him. And it just never panned out because at that time, we were still in the Philippines. So it never was a trip that we were able to make. But I would definitely consider going to Africa. More specifically, where were we going to go? I don't think it was Togo. I don't think it was Benin. I know he was doing contract work over in, I think, I don't know if it was Togo or Benin. I hope I'm saying that right. But Kenya was nice. I would definitely want to check out Nigeria. I want to check out everywhere, more specifically Uganda for sure. I just want to hit them all, hit all the countries. I want to try to hit them all, at least everywhere I feel safe. You know? So Africa, don't ever I know we talk more about Asian countries, but yeah, we can never ever overlook the motherland of sorts. So you know what it is. Hey, 11 in the building, man. Appreciate y'all locking in. If you guys haven't dropped your like, man, make sure you put the likes up for the good doc. I'd highly appreciate that one. Y'all make sure y'all can rest, molest, and de-stress yourself all over that like button. It wants it, it needs it, most definitely has to have it. Again, like I say, guys, if you want to support in any capacity, please believe I would highly appreciate that one. But of course, like I tell you, I'm just happy and blessed y'all come through, spend a little bit of time with me today. Now you're done. Like I said, everybody's got things to do. Y'all didn't have to be here, but you showed up and you showed out. And I appreciate that one. Yeah, man, Daniel, I don't do spicy foods, man. I can't. It is not cut out for my system. All right. It just don't work for me. Just don't. I hated it. My brother likes spicy food. My mom likes spicy food. I don't think my dad does, but for me, it's not for me, man. I can't take it. I'm weak. Don't ask me to do nothing with a spicy challenge or a hot challenge. It's not for me. I can't do it. He said, you've been to Vancouver, British Columbia a few times. Okay. I see you. Food has been my biggest obstacle in the Philippines. You can't buy no dairy products, no milk, no real cheese, none of that. Yeah, man, you got that Eden cheese. That shit ain't real, but that Eden cheese hit different, don't it? Boy, I have never in my lifetime, this is the funniest thing, and I'm glad you brought this up because this is one of my favorite experiences ever. The first time I ever tried eating cheese. When you get cheese and dairy products, you normally put it in the fridge in a cold area, right? So that's usually my normal thing. Like if I'm going to go to the grocery store, there are foods that are perishable or things that that need to be kept cool, right? So when we bought cheese, it was random. It was a long time ago. I don't know regardless, the eating cheese was in the house somewhere. So my first thing was, yo, I need to put this in the refrigerator. And I can't remember who it was. Don't ask questions because I tell you no lies. They were like, yo, this cheese don't need to be in the refrigerator. And I was like, what? I said, you don't refrigerate cheese? Like, who doesn't do that? I mean, the cheese is going to go bad. It's going to spoil. Like, who don't refrigerate cheese? And then I realized something. That cheese something else, man. That cheese don't melt right. It's a weird tasting fucking cheese, but it's one of very few cheeses that you have to refrigerate. And the only way I realized you didn't have to refrigerate eating cheese was because I bought the little like sachet of it at the Sorry store, and I saw it just hanging on like a sleeve in the Sorry store. It wasn't in the refrigerator or nowhere kept cool. It was just kept out. So then it made me realize that particular cheese is not normal cheese. But you're right, though. I'm not going to sit there and say it's the greatest of cheese. But yeah, I've been privy to the eating, and I think you can find good cheese. It's probably just expensive. If you go to S&R, that's always the place to go. Shout out to my man Eyes on. What's up with you, bro? He said Vancouver Island is beautiful. Lots of Filipinos there. That does not surprise me at all. He says come to Nairobi, Kenya. He says don't need to get a shot to go there. He said I think it'll be more your speed. Or Rwanda. So Kenya or Nairobi, Kenya. Sorry, or Rwanda. All right. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. You think I'm playing? I'm about to just do that on my phone right now. So I can make sure I have that in the cut, if I'm looking for places to go sometime soon, if I'm going to head over to Africa. So appreciate that one. Like I said, see, the thing about me is if I'm going to go to a new place, I want to know, like I said, man, show me where the cool shit at. Like, show me where you think would fit best for me, right? And I would definitely lock in and see it. Like, you say Nairobi, Kenya, right? And you believe that because you know who I am or you've seen the content and you know the type of shit that I'm into, like the vibe that I am. If you believe that Nairobi, Kenya is that cool, laid-back vibe and you think it's more my speed, why not? Rwanda, I've kind of talked about that a little bit. I haven't done extensive research on it, but it does look like a very interesting place for me to go. And like I said, man, anywhere that I go, you damn believe I'm taking y'all with me because I just like recording videos and shit. It's just fun, 13 in the building. Appreciate y'all. He said that powdered milk. He said rich people shouldn't be subjected to powdered milk. It's for the peasants, huh? How dare you have this shit around me? Yeah, I feel you, man. It's not the best of things when you have to add water to it. It is weird though to add water to powdered milk. But hey, man, when in Rome, man. I have only ever had to use that one time in my life for a bowl of cereal. I used powdered milk for a bowl of cereal. It was the weirdest thing I've ever did. It tasted okay. It was just weird, though. I'm going to tell you that right now. My man says Cape Verde, Africa. He said if you want a highly sexual lady, I'm going to take your word for it, bro. I'm going to definitely take your word for it. Shout out to my brother Robert. What's up with you, pimping? Appreciate you locking in. He said, I also didn't like spicy food until I lived in China when I was forced to eat it. Now I'm all for the spicy food. Also, apparently, I'm only lactose intolerant in the United States. Everywhere else, I'm getting that milk in. Milk does the body good, Pimp Juice. Milk does the body good. It's weird, though. Like, I understand what you mean, though. It seems like only certain things that you drink, and if it comes from a place like in the United States, that shit's a little different, right? My man said I sent an ex-girlfriend of mine some Velveeta mac and cheese. Her family went crazy over it. Even the people she lived around are willing to buy it from her if I sent more. Hey, man, make a business out of it. I'm telling you, if there's one thing that I know about Filipinas and Filipinos in general, if they can, they will buy the American brands. They will buy those American brands. Those American brands are prestigious to them, right? You look like a straight up boss if you over here with your cupboard full of with your cupboard or cupboard, whatever you call it, full of Americanized foreign snacks, treats, and foods and shit. Like you look like you bad and bougie, like you about that life. So people do and are willing to splurge on American products just to make themselves look rich. That's why you see so many Filipinos at Starbucks. Now, I'm not sure if it's still a thing, but it probably is. But Starbucks used to be the hangout spot, right? If you got your little Starbucks cup and everything, you know, you were perceived as having money, or you were rich, or you were this, or you were that, if you were able to hang out in Starbucks. Yeah. In the Philippines. Yeah, not here. Nobody give a fuck here. But in the Philippines, man, that's like a hangout for rich kids. Seemingly rich kids, like usually the ones that go to school, college kids. Grown ass people be up there too. But yeah, we know you lived in Starbucks. Anyways, I wish their stock would do good, so I have a reason, a legit reason to fucking invest in it. But that's another story for another day. We're not on investments right now. Shout out to my man Will Connery. What's up with you, man? He said if money was no issue, I'd live in Japan for sure. Japan is dope. It is. And if I was going to live in Japan, if that was a place that I would put on my list, and it is probably top 10 at least, I would live in the city, man. I would live in Tokyo. I want to live where the action is. Like, it's kind of like if you had money in the United States and you had to choose a place in the United States to live, likely you would do a place like New York, right? Where you in the heart of the city. Like, I would want to be in the heart of the city. Even though I'm not a city dude, Tokyo seems to be a nice little setup. It seems to be dope. Or, you know, Seoul, South Korea, or Seoul, Korea, because I guess you don't really call it South Korea anymore. You just call it Korea. Seoul, you know, I think that's definitely a place that would be amazing to live at. And to be honest with y'all, man, I'm going to tell you the truth. Y'all know why I asked that question? Y'all do know the Mega Million is up to 1.2 billion, right? And I didn't buy my lottery tickets, but I was thinking, man, if money wasn't an issue, I hit the lottery, I was making bank, bro, I'd fucking go live in like I said Bonifacio Global City. That's always going to be like a great place for me. If it had to be in the Philippines and I couldn't choose Davao, definitely BGC. Definitely BGC. But yeah, if I could, I would probably want to live out of a backpack, travel really light, and buy as I need. I've kind of been obsessed with that lifestyle. But then again, you'd have to fucking put yourself down and, you know, have yourself a home somewhere, right? You got to have a home base, I would say. But yeah, 16 in the building, man. If you haven't dropped your like, drop your like before you leave. Appreciate you. But yeah, man, $1.2 billion, Mega Millions here in the United States for all my people living in the States. I don't really play the lottery, never have. But when you see a jackpot that high, you are really kind of, you know, somewhat not encouraged to play, but you kind of feel an itch to play because you're like, hell, what if I could win? The chances of you winning slim to fucking none. But even if I don't win the entire thing and I just get like 3 or 4 numbers right, you know, you're like, damn, that 3 or 4 numbers is still like, I want to say hundreds of thousands or, you know, something where in that, you know, somewhere in that area. So, you know what I mean, man, I'm like, yo, if there's still money to be made off of hitting, you know, even not all the numbers, but something, hey, something better than nothing, right? So that was where my thought came from. And then, of course, you guys know, you take the lump sum. I think I would take the annuity. I think I'd take the yearly. Nah, I take all my money up front. I ain't gonna lie. Because if I died the next day, I would want to make sure that I got my money together. Like, you know, that overtime shit, I don't know if I could have somebody sign on to keep receiving that money in case something happened to me. You know, so I would be probably more enticed to go for the lump sum payout. Even though if you do lump sum, I think what is half of the 1.2 billion? 600. So you'll be left with like what, 600 billion? Sorry, million, 600 million. And then I got to pay state taxes. So cut that in half. I think you'd probably be left with 300 million out of that 1.2 billion. You'd probably be left with like 300 million. Quick math. You know, I think that quick math would work. Yeah, quick math. I would say about 300 million, which ain't bad. I'd kind of be pissed off though. I ain't gonna cap though, man. How does my shit go from 1.2 billion to fucking 300 million? Like, you give away half your shit, half of the half and shit is kind of crazy. But hey, That's $300 million I did not have yesterday. Hell, if I made $1 million, that's $1 million I didn't have yesterday. Fuck, if I found $10 on the street, $10 I didn't have yesterday. So the way I like to look at it is no matter how much money you get, you got to be humbled with the amount that you have, right? You got to be humbled with it, and you got to be grateful because it's more than you had yesterday. So like I said, if I won the lottery, it'd be dope. I promise you, I'd be traveling all over the fucking world. You wouldn't see me ever. Like dead ass. You probably would. Nah, I'm lying. I'd be all over YouTube, just talking shit, stunting, but in a humbled way, right? You know what it is. My man says sushi is the best in the world in Japan. I agree. I want to say sushi was ain't sushi Japanese like in general? It was born in Japan. I won't say sushi was born in Japan, but that's kind of where it was created. Or was it Korea or some shit? I think it was Japan. I don't know. I'm just slow. Sushi is Japan. I thought so. So that's probably why you're going to find the best one there, I'm sure. He said I did send a lot of ramen noodles and Kool-Aid, and she did sell those. Yeah, them Kool-Aid packets like 10 cents. You get that great value bread. They like, nah, we want the Kool-Aid man on the front. Shout out to my man Ishmael Thomas, man. Appreciate you subscribing. I think the first comment that I read from you was from the mediocre tutorials and review video that I did. I believe that's the first time that you interacted with me. I appreciate you locking in. I appreciate you, joining the team or joining the family, at least checking out a couple of videos. Hope to keep you around for a little bit, but if you want to come through, peek your head in the door. If it ain't for you, man, I'm glad that you at least gave your boy a little bit of time. He said, glad I caught you live. Peace to you in the chat, man. I appreciate you, man. This is always a positive area. Very rarely do we deal with negativity over here. So I appreciate you locking in and welcome to the family, bro. It's really just that simple. It truly is. It truly is. Robert, man, first trip, man. I'm going to go to Vegas, man. We're going to ball out. I'm going to go to the casino. Some stupid shit, right? I'm going to take $10. Number like, if I was rich and I had hundreds of millions, I think I'd take $1,000 and I'd play the slot machines or some shit. Or play poker. I am addicted to Texas Hold'em. I haven't played in years, but I'm a Texas Hold'em poker type of guy. That's my shit. I love that game. I love that game. And I haven't found anybody to play with, at least anybody I trust, But I'm going to try to find me some people to play with. And I'm going to play like $5, buy-ins and shit, because I ain't going to go crazy. I just like the action. He said, I'm still mad I didn't eat shark fin while I was in Japan. I'm going to let you have that one, big dog. I'm going to let you have that. He said, with the billion, just buy a private jet and a home in multiple countries. Yeah, you're really not limited to one place. Absolutely. Got to make sure you do right with your money, though, man, because paying not the taxes, but, all that home shit, insurances, and, I don't know, man. I'd probably buy a condo. That way it's all paid for the HOAs. Somebody said something to me the other day that I thought was awesome. It was on TV, I think. My girl heard it, and then she told me about it, and I thought it was a great idea. If I ever did win, I would just start a foundation or an organization so I don't have to pay that much in taxes. Yeah, that sounds like a dope business move. Not just put all of it in a personal bank account because they're going to tax the shit out of it often. So why not use the money to start your own personal fucking organization, nonprofit, whatever, or just a business in general and pay yourself, right? You know how they tax businesses versus how they tax people who, pay themselves. I can tell y'all I paid myself $20,000 last year. I'll pay the taxes on that. You feel me? So that's not always a bad move either. My man said, after the bills are paid, buy my ticket, check the deuces. That's what's up. Definitely the lump sum, take it all. That annuity shit it's very appeasing to know that you'll always have money coming in. But like I said, if I die, who does that money go to now? That shit would piss me off if my money stops because I'm no longer living. Like, I got people that I want to look out for and people that I want to make sure are set for life. Or, I think we all have that thought in our head. If we won the lottery, man, I'm going to take care of this person. I'm going to take care of that person. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But if you do win the lottery in anywhere in the world and y'all hit big or, cryptocurrency skyrockets through the roof, don't forget about the smaller dude over here. Don't forget about the doc. I promise you. I am very humbled and appreciative. Don't forget about Doc if y'all really do strike a rich, okay? I'd appreciate it. But yeah, You got people that you want to look out for, like for me, my church, right? I'm gonna look out for my church folk, of course, my family and stuff like that. They'll never want for anything for the rest of their lives. Definitely put millions of dollars in the stock market. People think I'm crazy, but I'm also very much aware of the amount of money that I need to pay me the money that I need to live off of for the rest of my life. Like, what am I comfortable with? Like I said, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 a month consistently for the rest of my life, I'm good. You can find that in stocks and shit, if you pick the right ones, of course. I know my man Chosen One, he's not a stock guy, crypto till the day he dies. But, like I said, man, if I can get something that can continuously pay me out in dividends, like I said, I'd put my money in stocks, things that'll help pay me out. Of course, I would buy properties. I would probably want to buy a jet too. I think I would, man. People make that jet setting life seem very, 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 very comfortable. And like once you into it, and once you get into it, man, that's something that you can't see yourself never doing again. So if I could buy my own jet and $300 million, I think you possibly can. I don't need nothing fancy. Just want something to get me from point A to point B. Give me a G1 if that still exists, and I think that'd be legit. I'm gonna fly for like 10 minutes. My girl read an article this morning, and they were talking about celebrities who produce the highest carbon emission based off of the fact that they fly private planes. And of course, Taylor Swift was number one, and they said Floyd Mayweather was number two. Go figure. Shortest flight time for Taylor Swift was like a 10-minute flight. That's funny. And I think Floyd Mayweather was a 12-minute flight. My man said, no state tax here in Washington. The boys from the great state of North Kakalaki, man, they're going to take all my shit. He said, take the lump sum. It will be $780 million before taxes. Like I said, I mean, I know my numbers are always off. I just always do it by halves. So if I get a little bit more, I'm Gucci. So I always do it by half. So if I know that they're going to take half of the lump sum, 1.2, I'll keep 6. And if the state of North Carolina takes half of my 6, it'll leave me with 3. It's just always a comfortable number to divide by, My man said, I put on a mask to pick up my check. Ain't nobody gonna know me, man. Ain't nobody gonna know me when I come through. He said, I moved next door to Mayweather. Me too, man. I want to be Floyd. Look, you made it when you Floyd Mayweather's neighbor, because I think that man lives on like an estate out somewhere in Vegas. I can't remember where it was, but that man got one of them like Michael Jackson Neverland type of like palatial pads and shit. Shit crazy. He said, man, I would move up out this hellhole. He said, the day I won. I said, hey, Robert, don't leave me behind, pimpin'. Come on, now we got to go to Vegas, man. We got to turn up one time. I know Vegas ain't what it used to be, but hey, you still can. You can still have fun, especially when, hey, money ain't a thing, right? Shout out to my boy Reggie Dollars. Appreciate you locking in. Appreciate all of you guys, man. We got 18 in the building. Don't know where the hell 18 of y'all came from, but hey, appreciate y'all kicking it. Doc's got an amazing video coming for you guys tomorrow. I'm loading it up right now. Hope you guys can catch it. I'm going to debut it at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Should be fun. Hope you guys enjoy it. He says, sorry, if I won those millions, I would still work. Why? Because those millions is a gift. Always remember that was written. So shall give it, so shall I take it away. True. I mean, I believe in being humbled in my approach. Like I said, everybody's got people that they would look out for. So I would look out for people before I look out for myself. I'm not so sure about me working a regular 9-to-5 job if I had money, but I would probably do something, create a business wherein I could help others if I can, employ others, try to create something for people in my community and, people that I rock with. So, I would think about trying to do something to build my community. That's truth. But like I said, man, you got to be careful because not everybody has your best interest at heart, man. If they know you rich, shit, they don't care. They're going to be slacking out, talking about, man, you ain't going to miss this money. You just got to, that's something that always bugs me too. Robert, you already know, man, Main Street Capital is going to set me for life. Truth. That would probably be where I put the majority of the money that I make in Main Street Capital. I will always love it. I will love it to the day that I die. That is the best stock pick I ever had. Other than if my boy DJ's here, I should shout him out. My boy DJ, who came in earlier, he goes by the name of Dirk Diggler. He's known me since I was a kid. That was my brother's homeboy. So they got 2 years on me. But he put me on the JEPI. And JEPI has been performing, in my personal opinion, outstanding. Not based on stock price, but based on the simple fact that they have consistently paid out their monthly dividend payouts, and they've been very good based on stocks per share and shit, based on, dividends paid out per share owned, I should say. JEPI has definitely been living up to its hype for me, and I enjoy it. And every month I get excited just seeing what they put out, because for the last couple of months they've been definitely going up, and I've been definitely getting paid. So I like it. I'm gonna continue to invest in it, continue to put money into it for sure. My man says, like he said, they only do crypto, they don't do no stocks. You know what it is. I know. My man said, if I win the lottery, I'm definitely flying down to Antarctica. Hey man, we're gonna be up there chilling, bitch. I'm gonna be the flyest motherfucker with the with the mink coat and shit. I'm gonna be like Cameron. Y'all remember Cameron from Dipset, right? That's exactly how Doc gonna get down. I don't think Drake was on that list. Was Drake on that list? Did you say Drake was on that list? Flying the private jets. It was Blake Shelton. It was Floyd Mayweather, Taylor Swift, and some other people. It was like 10 people, but I don't remember hearing Drake's name. He had to have been. Oh, so Drake had a 14-minute flight. That sounds bad. That sounds about right. He said, I'll let you check it. He said, I'll leave your check at the front desk. Appreciate it, dog. Appreciate it. I appreciate you. He said, I would go where Black men get the most genuine love and appreciate plus respect. I would love to know where that's at. I would love to know where that's at. I would definitely. That might be a good video. I think there are a lot of people who put out the top 5 places top 5 countries Black men, have them, not necessarily the most success, but where Black men travel and it's a comfortable way of living. I want to say Australia was on that list. I want to say it was a couple other places. I think Asia, of course, but I would love to do an actual look up and see how that plays out for sure. Shout out to my man Beach Bomb. What's up with you, bro? Southeast Asia. You know what it is. He said, whatever way it goes, I still want to start a Feed the Street Kids Foundation in the Philippines, which sounds good in theory, but being a foreigner and trying to create those types of foundations, man, they're going to come down on you hard, and I guarantee you they're going to have their hands in your pocket. They're going to have their hands in your pocket. That's what I don't like, right? Foreigners can't really start those types of organizations anyways, as far as I'm aware of. I wouldn't want to dabble in that because that seems fucking difficult. And I would never want to put myself at risk of somebody coming after me with their hands in my pocket. So, yeah, it's good in theory, and it's coming from a great place, my brother, but it just seems like it's very risky because it seems like somebody gonna always had a hand in the pocket. Yeah, she says, what's up, bro? Shout out to my man Maximus. CJ, what's up, man? He says, if money wasn't a problem, Japan, more specifically Osaka, as the first choice, and Istanbul, Turkey would be the second. Turkey. Didn't see that coming. Please explain to me why Istanbul, Turkey would be your choice. I'm curious. We've heard Mexico, we've heard Singapore. Of course, we heard the Philippines. Of course, we heard Thailand and a couple of other locations. More specifically, I said BGC myself. Cebu came on the list. But Istanbul, Turkey, first time, man. Let me know why Istanbul would be your top spot to lock in, or a place where you would want to lock in at least in your top 5 choices. If I wanted the Mega Millions, I would take the lump sum and throw it all into Bitcoin. Damn, bro, you are going in. I appreciate your, how can I say this? I would say that I appreciate your interest and or your dedication to it, in the prayer that it actually does do well, and I pray that it does. I wouldn't say that I would necessarily throw it all in there, but I wouldn't mind throwing a significant portion of my money into it, Because at some point you're going to realize, man, I can still live. Let's say, for example, I put $1 million in Bitcoin. Just as an example, I still got what 200 plus million to deal with. So I'm not even going to be looking at it every day. I'm not even going to be pressed by it. I'm not even going to be fucking worried about it, man. So that's the one thing, the beauty, especially when it comes to stocks and shit. Right? My two favorite stocks, man. I told y'all already. If you were listening, those are my choices, and those are my dividend choices, and those are the ones that I'm probably gonna hold for the rest of my life. Or the rest of my natural life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna pass down to the babies and shit whenever the good guy got kids and shit. But truth be told, like I said, man, I believe in certain stocks. And like I said, if I had the money and I could put $1 million in crypto, $1 million in this stock, $1 million in this stock, and I still got 200 plus million, I'm not hurting. So now I got all this money sitting, in the stock market, hopefully working out for me. Let's pray the Fed don't fuck some shit up and, fuck us up as much as they've been doing lately. But I put that money in these stocks, man. Let that shit build. I'm not worried about it. I'm not looking at it. I don't need it. Don't give two shits about it. You want to know why? Because I still got money to play with. So if that was the choice, and like I said, money ain't a thing, I just let it build up in these particular stocks, man, and just live my best life. I would keep about $1 million for myself to play with, and I would have that $1 million last me for as long as it possibly can, which, for me, I don't spend a lot of money anyways, and I don't feel like changing my lifestyle no matter how rich I am, because that becomes a headache, and you got too many fucking people in your pockets, and all these people trying to pocket watch. Then I got to hire security. I don't want to have to walk around like that. So it would definitely be an intriguing thing on how you would claim the money so nobody actually knew that you had it if you actually did win the lottery. But like I said, I think about these things ahead of the game because it's a lot of fucking work, bro. A lot of work, and it's too much. Nothing I'm ready for. So Osaka, now if it was laying on bro, you're stupid. You stupid. That's funny though. I actually like that one. I'm gonna use that. Naomi Osaka. Cutie, ain't she? He said Turkey because property is cheap there. I think you can buy a decent house for like 60K. Okay. I can see that. I can definitely see that. My best friend from college, and until this day, somebody that's really been close to me since our college days, my best friend Ali, he's from Turkey as well. So, yeah, I'd make sure he's taken care of too, man, just because that's my boy. He said BMX is supposed to be a good. Oh, to be a good. Are you talking about a good company for buying stock or raising stock? Or, I think you meant, BMX is a good rising stock. I think that's what you meant. I'm sorry. That might have been an autocorrect. So it's an up and coming stock. What is BMX? I'll look at it. Matter of fact, I'll do it right now. I ain't got nothing else better to do since I'm talking to y'all. But while I'm sitting here trying to figure out what BMX is, man, if you haven't hit that like button, Doc would highly appreciate that one, man. Y'all know the rules. Don't play brand new. Y'all make sure y'all caress, molest, and distress yourself over that like button. It wants, it needs, it most definitely has to have it. Again, if you guys want to support in any capacity, the good Doc would highly appreciate that one. But like I said, man, I'm happy and blessed y'all choose to come through, spend a little bit of time with me today. Now and then, let's get back to business as usual. So let me see what BMX stock is. I had no intent on talking about stocks tonight, but since you brought it up, I'm glad to always look at something that's upcoming. I hope that's right. BMX stock. BMX stock is BioMaxima, $29.70 at closing today. Okay. What do they actually do? What does BMX do? BMX, they're probably medical sciences or some shit. I don't know. Right. I thought BMX the bicycle too. Nah, it's called BioMaxima. That's the name of the stock. I'm gonna look into it. Kang, what's up with you, bro? Shout out to the good dot man. He said, but if you are doing the whole digital nomad thing, you are already living at that sphere. Now, when you are thinking about the residency permit, which still needs to be something we need to talk about. You're right, though. The digital nomad lifestyle, you've already put yourself in a position where you can live your best life all day, every day, for sure. I agree, man. I've always thought about what it would be like to live a digital nomadic life. And one day I see myself shifting into those particular career fields, but we'll wait. We'll wait. Ah, man. Smooth. I'm going with Naomi all day, every day. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, man, not here to take up too much of your time. Just wanted to have the conversation. Like I said, I love to stimulate the intellect, love to have these conversations because, hey, if I wasn't having these conversations with you, I'd probably be having these conversations with myself. So better for me to get my thoughts, do a quick brain dump online with you guys and we have the conversation together as opposed to me looking crazy and talking to myself. All right, guys, you already know. To all my silent partners in the background, the individuals who are just here to listen and enjoy the conversation. Again, I don't know what you guys are doing in the background. Sometimes I feel I don't want to know. But a channel like mine, as small as it is, doesn't exist without the people who continue to support me, the ones that continue to listen. And again, you don't know what you do for me by just continuing to listen and pay attention and just kicking in the background. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you for sticking around. To all of my brethren who converse with me in the chat, thank God that you do, else I'd be here fucking talking to myself. Right? I love myself, but talking to myself for a long period of time can definitely be a hassle. And I'm glad that you guys are here to spend some time with me. Again, you could have been doing anything on this beautiful, beautiful Friday evening, but you guys are kicking it with me. And like I said, I highly appreciate that one. And I don't take that shit for granted. The best place to live is the metaverse, probably. I'm gonna buy my property next to Snoop Dogg. I heard he bought some metaverse property. I'm gonna buy my property next to him. Shout out to my brother JX. BMX, I don't know if it's Polish or not. It says Biomaxima SA. I need to look into it because I'm not looking into it because I don't want to, fuck it up. Or I don't want to have to go into it while I'm trying to talk to you guys. It's a lot. So it's something that we'll talk about later on, probably offline for sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, anybody who watched this on a replay, thank you for locking in. Thank you for making it this far in the video. Y'all know what time it is, man. Time for the good doc to go and get the getting. So with that being said, man, good doc is officially out. At least Nako, which means I am going out. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Makita. Mabuhay. Peace.